Welcome RidgeLife. I'm Tim, and today on Ramblings, I've got the cost. I've got the cost of a bunch of things you're going to want to hear about. Oh my goodness, guys. It all just rolled in this week. Coke Zero, now more delicious. Oh yeah. It is a hot one here in West Tennessee. It is going to be a heat index in the hundreds. And I believe that today is the first day of summer, is it not? Happy summer, everybody. Hope y'all are having a good one and it's not too hot where you're at. I did take the Harley Davidson up to get the recalls done on it yesterday. I rode the motorcycle. That's right, guys. I actually got a lot of miles on it yesterday. I rode it into Midtown Memphis to a doctor's appointment, and navigated the interstates and the interstate bypasses around Memphis and everything, driving in Poplar Avenue, if you know where that's at. Got on there, got to the doctor's office and everything. Was not a problem. Took me a little while to get back in the hang of things, but I did it. And then I went to Harley Davidson. I actually went to Cycle Gear first, looked at a new helmet, looking at the Neotech 3 by Shoei, however you want to pronounce it. I've got a really nice skid lid, you know, the little beanie helmet, and it's DOT approved and all that, and it's great for cruising. I think when I do long trips though, I like the modular face helmet. I've always had the modular for my Ducatis, and I know it doesn't look very Harley to have a modular full face helmet, but on those long trips, if it starts to rain or anything, I think I really like the modular style. And of course it has the pin lock face shield, which means on pin lock, has little pins on the face shield, and you put this little insert in, and you can get them tinted or clear, and that insert creates a sealed barrier, a little vapor barrier with a little air in between the inside insert and the outside face shield, and it makes it fog free, 100% fog free. If you never had a pin lock face shield before, they are amazing if you wear modular full face. So I did not buy that yet though, because it's quite expensive, the Neotech 3. David really likes his Sena, was it the Outrush R, Inrush R, or something like that by Sena? So I'm looking at those too. So went to Harley and dropped the bike off to get the brake line recall. They basically flip a little bracket over so the brake line doesn't rub against the muffler and burn a hole in the brake line. That would be bad, right? That would be bad. There's also a recall on high-speed operations of the fairing on the Street Glide, CBO Street Glide, and they put this ballast in, and they changed the ECM programming a little bit. So having that done, also getting that left-hand mirror replaced. That was going to cost me, I think, $140 for that mirror, and probably $75 to get it installed. I know I should have just had him give me the mirror, but while I was up there, having him do it all at one time. Also having him do the IFCU, the infotainment control unit update. That's the big CarPlay 14-inch digital display. Having him do the update on that. And also having him doing the amplifier update for the Rockford Fosgate. And so amplifier, IFCU, BCM, body control manual, and ECU, electronic control manual, module. All those updates. So hopefully I get that back, and it shouldn't just cost me a couple $200, $300 for all that, because the updates and stuff are part of the recalls, really. And the mirror, which was my fault. And if you don't know the story of the mirror, that story there is one I really don't want to repeat. Back when I first had my surgery done, I went out and started the Ducati, and I started the Harley, and I really needed to I moved them around a little bit, get them on different spots on the tires. And when I slid the Harley, again, I just had my surgery, and I was getting around, but I wasn't, couldn't like do things. I slid the Harley forward, and when I did, the kickstand flipped back. 1,000-pound bike. No, I was not going to hold that up on one leg, so I let it down gently, snapped the mirror off. My fault. So not a warranty issue there, my fault. Gonna cost me about $250, $300 though for that little faux pas, but it is what it is. If y'all hearing a construction sound in the background, that's not my contractors building my barn dominium, David. You wish, you wish. Our neighbors on the other side of the ridge, on the west of Grandma Carroll, they got this beautiful, beautiful new timber frame kind of country style house they built. Well, they're building a shop on it right now, and it is a beautiful house. And they are, sounds like they're right next to us, but they're several hundred yards away through the woods and everything. I can hear them though. All right, so I dropped the Harley off yesterday. That was, what is today? Thursday? Dropped it off Wednesday. If they get it done by Friday, guys, I might have some big news. I'll talk about that in just a minute. First, let's get into some more cost. The second cost we're getting into today, how much it cost, is I got the estimate for the beast repair, right? The F240 that someone, not me, backed into it. About $1,700. $1,700. I was amazed actually that it was that cheap. I was really amazed because the good news is it's a modular bumper. So the bottom right piece, the foot insert, the sensor, they can replace those individual components, and it's still, it's $1,700, pretty expensive just for a bumper scratch, but could have been a lot worse. Could have been a lot worse. So the F250, I'm not going to get that done right now because they said that they'll only have it a couple days, but I got Freedom Weekend coming up next weekend, right? I know if I drop it off next week, they're gonna say the parts are on back order and I can't have it for 2 weeks, right? So I'm not gonna play that game. Not gonna play that game. I'm gonna take it up there when I get back from Freedom Weekend. So it's just a scratch in the bumper. The one sensor don't work. When I put it in reverse, it goes, you know, yeah, kind of pain in the butt, but it'd be all right. It'd be all right. Ah, so good. So, about $1,700 for that. That's not too bad. I'm also going to take the F250 up and get some electronic software updates on it as well. It's got, so the Harley was a first year model edition, that 23 CVO. They completely redesigned it. It was all new electronic, you know, all kinds of new electronic features. So there's bugs. You got to pay to play when you do a new model year or anything. And I've always played that game, done the new model year issues. I did the same thing with the F250. That's a new model year F250, and they changed a lot of things. Well, there's some bugs in the control software on it also. That Ford Sync 9.5, whatever it is, and the dash. So they got to do a couple updates on that. It's kind of bugs, but you know, just kind of more of annoyance than anything. But it's nice. It's nice. So I'll take it up afterwards and get that done as well. Okay, so that's the second price point. The third, okay, so I contacted the Septic guys to do the septic permit. I sent them my permit that showed the diagram, the design, what it's going to take to get that done. And he came back with a quote. Okay, I think it was like $4,000 or $5,000 to get the septic system done for Grandma Carroll's. About $4,000 or $5,000. I have to go back and watch the how much it cost video I did for the log home to know for sure how much that was. But $4,000 or $5,000, I think. So that was for a 2-bedroom. Grandma Carroll's is a 2-bedroom, her log home. My barn dominium, you know, the office for my county, and if you don't know that story, my county said that my office and my barn dominium constitutes a bedroom because of its access to a bathroom, its dimensions, blah, 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 blah. That's right, blah. So it's got to be a 3-bedroom septic system, which I had to do the septic permit twice, right? I did it, paid $500 to do it the first time, paid $500 to do it again. He came back and said with the 3-bedroom size system and the perimeter drain that I need, it's going to be $10,000 even. $10,000 even. So I asked him, I said, hey, just before we harden that price out, can you come out and look at it and see the lay of the land, what all's got to be done and everything? Price could go down, price could go up. I don't know. he said, yeah, so hopefully next week I'll have him out here to look at the septic and give me a better, because, you know, as far as the distance of the tank, he needs to know all that stuff. Otherwise, he just gave me a random $10,000 quote, you know, which, whoo, my goodness, I was expecting 6,000 to 8,000 maybe, not 10,000, but things have gone up in the last three and a half years. Things have gone up in the last 3.5 years. Don't know why, but so $10,000 for that. And then, guys, drum roll please. Price for the land clearing. You know, I got the 5th video for the land clearing is out, and I've got 2 more coming. One is that big giant new piece of equipment, and actually in that video there's 2 new pieces of equipment in that video. You're gonna get to see 2 new pieces of equipment. One's giant. Did it fit through the gate to the ridge? Did I have to take down a post? You'll find out. And I believe that video may come out tomorrow night. I may premiere that tomorrow night before DD5's live. I might. We'll see if I get it done in time. I'm this close to getting it done. This close. I'm watching hummingbirds fly in, and oh man, so many hummingbirds. I got a hummingbird feeder right behind the camera here. Hummingbirds are everywhere. So, 2 more videos. One is the two new pieces of equipment, and the last one is all the gravel, right? Getting the driveway done. Those 2 videos should be out very, very soon. So, the cost, Trip from West Tennessee Transport sent me an invoice today. Today was the day for cost. Excuse me. Sent me an invoice for cost. I calculated out how much it should be. Okay, and going through my prices and everything, you know, it was around $25,000. That's around where I was calculating, right? Around, plus or minus, okay? And going off the things I knew. So, Trip sent me the invoice, and I was like, it was not what I expected. Now, I will say this. Trip did me a solid, because I wasn't sure of some of the delivery costs and all those things, so I wasn't sure if I was high or low. He itemized everything out for me, and I totally agree with it, and he did me a solid, and he said, based on doing me the solid and all the work he's done for me, you know, if don't say the final price. So this is the one time I'm not going to say the final price on something. I try to give you the prices for everything I do, keeping it transparent and clear. I did not have a deal with him to get discounts or anything. I didn't ask for a discount. I'm not even saying he really gave me a discount, but he did say he cut me a deal. And I agree with the price. I appreciate everything him and Josh did. Josh is an amazing operator, He Trip itemized everything for me, and I looked at it and I totally agree that's more than fair. So thank you, Trip. I appreciate you. Check is in the mail. Actually, guys, I've got a I haven't been paid since May 10th, right? And that's still an ordeal in itself. I still have not heard 1 iota since the first contact with the long-term company, long-term payment company. I've talked to them the very first time, over a week ago. Haven't heard from them at all since. I've got work involved now. My work is trying to help me out, facilitate. So I haven't been paid since May 10th. So, but anyway, I've got money set aside in a money market for the land build, for the barn dominium. You guys, I'm Dave Ramsey, think ahead, these kind of things, right? So I went to transfer the money to Trip, and my money market says you can't do more than $10,000 transfer. I was like, or payment, pay directly or more than $10,000. So what I got to do is transfer the full amount that I was invoiced to my bank and then I'll pay Trip from my bank. So I apologize for the delay, Trip. Got to transfer from the money market to the bank, and then bank, I'll get that check out to you. So check is almost in the mail, Trip. Check is almost in the mail. So prices, guys, we got lots and lots of prices. I'm pleasantly surprised, almost all of them, except for the Septic. Woof, $10,000. Woof. So this was a lot about money today. A lot about money today. More good news. A lot of you have asked, how is Nero doing? I've changed Nero's dressing on his foot, his rear foot. He had split his paw open, his pad, you know, the meaty pad on his right second claw, I guess it was. Split that sucker right down the center. I have no idea what he split it on too, because there's really nothing sharp around here. I try to keep, you know, sharp things, because I walk around barefoot all the time, guys. I'm a barefoot kind of guy. But I changed that dressing out 3 times, and it has stopped bleeding, and I'm still keeping the dressing on there, the gauze and the no more cellophane. A lot of you like saran wrap, you know, it keeps the moisture in. Well, it rained a lot recently, and he's been stepping in mud puddles and stuff, so it's really keeping the water out more than it keeps the moisture in, but the water out. Yeah, however you want to think that. But it could breathe through the top. You know, I didn't make the top so tight. So it looked really good. Every time I've done the dressing, it looked really good. I gave him a bath yesterday, cleaned his ears out, and he's still having ear infections and stuff, or not ear infections. He's always had ear problems, congenital now for a while. Chronic, not congenital. He wasn't born with them. But he's doing well, and so today it's still wet out a little bit. So I'm probably going to leave the dressing on it one more day. I'll take that dressing off and put new on, and then I'll leave it off. Matter of fact, I might leave it off at nighttime when he's sleeping to let it air dry out and solidify, and then the next day let him see how he goes on it, because I don't want to just take it off while it's moist and then him start running around on it and split it right open. Okay, so I may do that. That's like a plan. All you nurses out there, let me know if that sounds like a plan. So plan, I mentioned this earlier, if my Harley comes back by tomorrow. Jin had made plans with her lady friends on going on a little summer trip, just a little weekend getaway. Ladies do, you know. Ladies got to have some time together too. If I do get the Harley back tomorrow, I may go see David for a couple days. Jin had mentioned this before, that I was probably going to do that, and I really hadn't plans on it. But now that the doctor, you know, I can get on it. Might do that. That might be just a quick little getaway, come back, because I got tons of stuff to do next week. That's if I get the bike back, and I may not. So what I talked about David doing, he has that storage shed. I don't really want to drive my bike all the way to David's house, you know, up the mountain and on the gravel roads and all that stuff, you know, especially with this knee. I just don't feel safe doing that. So what I talked to David about is maybe meeting him at his storage shed for his bike, and we go ride and everything, and then I leave my bike in his storage shed, and he rides me up to his house, and we stay up there, and the next day go riding again, and then maybe I spend 1 or 2 days and then come back or so. It's just a thought, you know. Jen generally wasn't sure if she was going on her trip or not, and I didn't have the bike fixed yet, and I definitely couldn't go without a mirror, right? And all my software updates, making sure everything was good, the recalls and everything. But if it all gets done by Friday, I may go. Maybe even if it gets done by Saturday, maybe I'll go over Saturday and just, you know, spend a day or two. So anyway, just throwing stuff out there. Would y'all like to see a video of me and David and Anthony riding around on our Harleys? And I won't have my exhaust on it yet. My slip-ons, David, you know, this whole slip-on thing is just, most Harley exhaust are not straight pipes. You know, a lot of the old bikes are straight pipes, you know, just excruciatingly loud, like my Ducati. The most modern Harleys, they change out the exhaust mufflers, right? Post-catalytic converter with open style mufflers. And that's what mine are, open style mufflers by Chromeworks, the same people that made the muffler that's on my bike now. This one's just a performance muffler. It's a 4.5 HP plus, 4.5 inch diameter HP plus model with the Eclipse. It's a factory match to mine with the Eclipse smoked chrome. It looks exactly like my original exhaust. So it's not just a slip-on muffler. Goodness gracious, and it's top of the line too. It's top. You know, it's the CVO. It's top of the line. All right, so, but it's not going to have that. So when I go riding around with David, I'm going to sound like a sewing machine. Him and Anthony are going, oh, potato, 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 potato. And I'm maybe going, sewing machine, sewing machine, sewing machine, sewing machine, sewing machine. It sounds like a sewing machine. It really does. It's pretty embarrassing. But it'll be okay. I still get to ride. And then when I get back, I'll put my performance exhaust on, David. My performance exhaust. It's not a slip-on. It is a slip-on, but it's a performance exhaust. Increases horsepower. Back pressure element. You know, yeah, it's perfectly designed for my riding machine. All right. I got to finish editing that video. I got another video I'm working on as well. Tons of things going on here on the ridge. Spent half the evening last night in the hot tub though. I ate dinner, and then I finished watching 3 Mississippi and Simple After Claim. Spent that entire probably hour and a half, actually it was after Simple After Claim. I spent about 2 hours in the hot tub last night. Me and Jim were in there. It was 104 degrees that day, and it was in the daytime. It was way too hot, so I lowered it to 85. Got in it, and 85 was a little chilly, you know. So I raised it up to body temperature 98, 99. And so this evening, if I get in it at about 100 degrees, it should feel a lot better at nighttime. Because when Jennifer and I went in, it was so hot in the daytime. At nighttime, when the air temperature's cooler outside, you want it to be warmer, right? So I'm thinking, 100 degrees will be fine. It goes up to 104. And bubbles and jets and all that stuff. So fun. So fun. All right, guys. Lots of things going on here in the Ridge. Hopefully you enjoyed the day today talking about cost. I'm transparent. I keep it real here. Stealing that from David. It's real talk, right? Stealing that from SLR. And it's just ramblings. Stealing that from RidgeLife. All right, guys. Until next time, I hope everyone has a blessed day. Keep rambling and go RidgeLife.